Hey everybody, Andrew back here with another point. In this video I'm going to be talking about a new series that I'm creating that's going to be all about how to be yourself, I guess. I mean, that's kind of what all of my channels are about in the gist of it, but that's kind of the key to being a human, is being yourself, right? If you are trying to be other people or trying to like things you don't like, then it's just going to complicate things and it's going to make your life even more difficult than it already is. And so I want to kind of show you how to be yourself, how to not be what other people want you to be, because, you know, you may lose friends if you decide to do that. But I want you to know that it's not, those aren't the only friends that you're gonna have. It's easy for me to say because I've never depended on friends particularly, and there's all kinds of people out there who get super lonely and super depressed if they don't have, 15 friends under their belt at all times. And so they don't want to drop below 5 friends, or else they're gonna feel like nobody likes them. But sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do just so that you can be yourself. And so this is a really important topic for people of any age. I know it's obvious to people my age and higher that it's not good to keep secrets, and it's not always the best thing to just try and do what you have to do to be cool. But at the same time, it's there's a lot more depth to secrecy. Even our government has their secrets, and they think that they'll be able to hide them, and that we'll just do whatever they ask for however long, because, well, forever they think, because they're never going to get caught. But the thing is, they've already been caught. We just, most of us don't want to do anything about it for some reason. But that's not what this series is about. What this series is about is just showing you how to let your secrets go. Because I know there's a point in everybody's life during elementary, middle, and sometimes high school where, you realize that your family is absolutely freaking insane. And you don't want to just go to school and tell everybody, hey, my family's insane, because then they're going to say, well, you're part of your family, aren't you? You must be insane also. And then you're going to be like, huh, yeah, I have a whole bunch of the same qualities as my family. Maybe I am insane. And then everybody's going to stop liking you, or so you think. So most people just are too afraid to do that, and sometimes all the way through high school, they're too afraid to, go admit to the world that their family isn't perfect and themselves aren't perfect. And they have all these secrets. They hide their problems, and they don't tell anybody about them, because to the rest of society they want to appear as if they're perfect. And so this series is just about not having to do that, ways that you can, stop doing that, and what will happen, because most people think that, they're going to lose their friends and all this is going to happen, but that's not always the case. Sometimes your friends are going to be like, wow, dude, when did this happen? Like, whoa, you're a wholly entire different person, and people are afraid to make that change. They're really terrified to make that leap. It's like, well, they grew so comfortable to who I am, and they love who I am, and if I want to change that every single day, then slowly and slowly we're going to grow apart. But that's not necessarily how it works. Maybe they're still going to love you, they're still going to care about you, and they're still going to stick around no matter how much different you are, just because they love the way you grow. They love the kind of person that you're turning into, or whatever. And so you don't have to hide all of these things. You don't have to hop on bandwagons, and you don't have to follow all these fads, and you don't have to work a job, and you don't have to get a girlfriend, and you don't have to do this, and this, and you don't have to, have enough money to have a super nice house. You don't have to do any of that. That's the cool thing to do. Yeah, if you want to be cool, then yeah, that's what you gotta do. But if you don't care for a nice house, then you don't need a good job. And if for the most part you're good by yourself, I don't see why you'd need a girlfriend. I mean, I'd say that it's probably a good idea to at least try it out once, because it may be freaking awesome. But, you know, anything as simple as like a new song that drops or a new YouTube video that drops, people feel obligated to watch it, and they feel like they have to, follow that thing. I know for me personally, it was like Suicide Boys. Everybody had to follow Suicide Boys, because if they didn't follow Suicide Boys, then when they played their music at parties, then everybody would just say your music's garbage, and then they'd feel really terrible because they're like, wow, nobody likes my music. But that's not a bad thing that people don't like your music. That's what makes you you. That's what makes you unique. And by realizing that, you're more able to be the authentic version of yourself, your true self, your real self. And it all starts with not hiding secrets. It starts with admitting your problems to the people that are close to you, and just being yourself everywhere you go. Because, I mean, it should be obvious. If you don't do that, life's gonna suck. You gotta make sure that you're being yourself so you can get the most out of life. It's really that simple. Not to mention, all of the things you're afraid of happening if you do that aren't necessarily gonna happen. It's just something that your mind basically hallucinates. And even if they do happen, because the chance is probably like 25%, then those people that aren't your friends that leave, they're not good friends. They're not supposed to be your friends. They don't agree with the things that you do. And it sucks to have to be stuck and confined to your little group. But, really, you can still be yourself around other people. And eventually, there's a point where you become an adult, more or less, and people accept you for who you are either way, and no matter how different you are from them, they're not going to talk crap about you. And so to be able to do that at a younger age, say if you're still in middle school or high school, to be able to master that, you're going to literally change the entire school. You're going to become the new fad, the person who can actually be themselves. In fact, that's pretty much what happens in high school is certain people realize who they are, and they start being themselves. And so when they start being themselves, other people start to be like, wow, I kind of think that's cool. And then they start following you. And then all of a sudden you're a leader, and you're the popular kid, and you're the cool kid. But before that, people pretty much just follow the fad. They do what their parents said was cool, and they do what their favorite musician said was cool. But, as soon as somebody tells them that their musician is stupid or that their parents is stupid, then they're like completely crushed, because that's their whole entire personality is built off of those few people in their lives. And so, we all go through that stage of progression, but I'm just trying to tell you that once you get to the end of that stage of progression, you don't have to be confined to a life of secrecy, hiding, and not being yourself. It's much better to just be yourself and watch the universe replace your friends with better friends, and replace your situation with something that more accurately fits you. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I feel like I've repeated the same thing a couple times, but I took a couple takes trying to make this video as perfect as I could, so maybe that's why. Maybe it all makes sense. But feel free to leave any comments in the video description or whatever it's called, and I just hate to say leave a like and subscribe, because it's not about me. I mean, I could really use your help. If you leave a like and subscription, it'll actually help me out. But at the same time, just your view helps me out that much. And what would help me out 10 times more than any like or subscription is just you going out there and being yourself and becoming who you are meant to be, and showing the rest of the world that they can do the same thing. So that's what this series is going to be about. I'm going to get really, really deep into it. I got kind of deep into it just in this intro video, but I'll have actual situations and stuff in my later videos. So that's it for this one, and I'll see you guys in the next couple parts. Peace out.